High school basketball is back on the Delco Preps channel. Tonight from Ball Gym, the Delta Eagles and the Muncie Burris Owls. Good evening and hi again, everyone. Brian Beaver along with you again tonight. We've reached the final Friday night of the regular season. Hard to believe we're here, but we are. Delta comes in at an overall record of 16-6 for first-year head coach Mark Detweiler. The Eagles' last performance was a come-from-behind victory, a tough, hard-fought one in the Hoosier Heritage Conference over Shelbyville last weekend, a game that Delta trailed by 10 points after three quarters and still bounced back to win. So 16-6, the Eagles are playing pretty good basketball for Mark Detweiler. Muncie Burris has had a tough season for fourth-year head coach Joe Anderson, only 5-16 on the ledger. Losers of 4 straight games coming into this one tonight. So it would be nice for the Owl seniors to get a big upset on their senior night here at Ball Gym. We'll see if they can pull that off for the home fans here tonight. These two teams are in the same sectional, 3A24, which will be played at Newcastle's world-famous Fieldhouse next week. Both of these teams are bye teams in the bracket in 3A24. It'll be Newcastle Heights against Muncie Burris a week from tonight in the first of the two semifinals. The second semifinal a week from tonight at Newcastle will feature Delta against either Blackford or Yorktown. So it's time, if you haven't already done it, to get your ball club in high gear. Try to peak as we hit tournament time. The sectionals begin 4 days from now, next Tuesday, February 27th. And by this time next week, we'll have had 403 teams in the state of Indiana, pared down by quite a bit. And by this time or so, in 8 days from now, we'll have 64 sectional champions around the state. That's it. So you want to punch your ticket and try to get to a regional. Delta, of course, has a state championship in its basketball history. And Muncie Burris has several going back to the World War II era. So both these schools know what it's like to taste a lot of success. Been a while since they've done it. We'll see which one can do it, if either one, in the 2018 tournament. This is a special night for another reason here at Ball Gym, not just the seniors being honored. And by the way, they honored both schools' seniors before the game. It's also Dr. Don Shondell night. They'll have a nice ceremony at halftime honoring the godfather of volleyball, certainly in this town, this county, in this state, if not for the most part around the country. He is a renowned figure and respected as much as anybody can be in his sport. And he's only been doing it, 54 years at Ball State, at Muncie Burris, at Munciana, you name it, he's done it in the sport. It's going to be neat to see him and his sons here tonight. And we'll have the halftime ceremony for you, and we'll try to bring it to you in its entirety because he's a special guy in my heart, and I know in probably a lot of yours as well. Teams are now on the floor. Delta has been out there a while. You hear Muncie Burris coming on the floor, getting a hand from the home fans. We'll take a quick break, come back for the starting lineups and the opening tip after this on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel. Don't you dare go away.
From Jamestown to Jonesville, from North Salem to South Milford, from River Forest to Grass Creek. No matter where you live in Indiana, you can enjoy high school sports coverage at its very best on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. It's 35 powerhouse radio stations, Fox Sports Indiana, and the World Wide Web, combining their vast resources to blanket the state, the Midwest, and the world with the purest, most riveting presentation of high school sports in America. From Anderson to Attica, Kendallville to Kokomo, follow the high school sports that make our state great all season long. Thank you, Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, and welcome home.
Welcome back to Ball Gym. We're just about set for action. The teams are on the benches, ready for the introductions of the starters. And we're about set for our final Friday of the regular basketball season on the YouTube channel we affectionately know as the Delco Preps channel. Great having you along. Spread the word. Got plenty of time to get in tonight and hear it live. All these games are archived immediately, so you can hear them as many times as you want. You can hear them going home from the game, in fact. They archive so quickly, you can literally listen in the car on the way home. And forever if you want. Next week, we'll have sectional basketball for you. We're not sure yet exactly of our plans. I can tell you we'll either be at 3A 24 in the Newcastle Fieldhouse on Saturday for the championship game, or at 1A 55 at Westell for the championship game. That's still being thought about. Let's now go to the PA announcer here, Brian Meekin, for the introductions of the lineups.
Before we get to tonight's starters and non-starters, we ask you, ladies and gentlemen, to please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem, performed tonight by the Burris Pep Band, led by Mrs. Andrea Van Hoff. Now for both team introductions. First, for the team appearing on the guest side of the scoreboard, the Eagles from Delta High School. Let's introduce Delta's non-starters tonight. Number 1, Sam Cox. Number 4, Wesley Wooden. Number 13, Peyton Lehman. Number 21, Ethan Shreve. Number 23, Chase Gardner. Number 33, Nate Sutherland. And number 40, Dalen Case. Now for tonight's starters for the Eagles. Starting at 1 guard in a 3-guard lineup. 5'11", number 3, Zach Garner. Wearing number 5, Josh Bryan. The 3rd guard, number 20, Josh Greenberg. At 1 forward, standing at 6'3", wearing number 10, Tyler Wilburn. And rounding out the Eagle lineup, number 32, Brady Hunt. The Eagles are coached by Mr. Mark Detweiler. All right, Altown, get on your feet. Let's introduce tonight's non-starters. Wearing number 3, Alex Kelly. Number 21, Bracken Carnes. Number 13, Josh Stevenson. Number 23, James Royston. Number 24, Jalen Green. Number 34, Ian Kowalski. And number 40, Nate Drown. Now tonight's starters. Starting at 1 guard, a 6-foot junior, wearing number 5, Jackson Adamowitz. At 1 forward, sitting at 6'2", he's a freshman, number 10, Grant Jones. Add another guard, a 6'3" senior, number 11, Kevin Thomas. Add another forward, a 6'1" senior, number 15, R.J. Harmon. And rounding out the Burris lineup, a 6'1" senior, number 33, Joshua Fogel. Your coaches, Jim Borgman, Dave Harmon, the legend Mike White, Billy Vance, and the head coach, Mr. Joseph Anderson.
There you have it. We're about set to go. Wasn't that spectacular? Zach Garner, Josh Bryan, Tyler Wilburn, Josh Greenberg, and Brady Hunt for the visiting Eagles of Delta. Jackson Adamowitz, Grant Jones, Kevin Thomas, R.J. Harmon, and Joshua Fogel for the home team, the Burris Owls. Center circle ready. Here's the toss, the tip. It's controlled by Hunt. Back to Delta, and they'll start the night with the ball. Zach Garner with the ball. A 2-3 zone right out of the chute defensively by Burris. Greenberg with it, works far corner to Wilburn. Now they swing it here near side corner to Josh Bryan. Back on top to Garner, right back to Bryan. Three-pointer on the way, good. Josh Bryan nails the triple, and it's 3-0 Delta right out of the chute. Here comes Burris for the first time. Adamowitz will drive Garner, takes him to the paint, fires off the glass, no. Rebound Hunt, gonna bring it down the floor himself quickly to the elbow. Kicks it back outside. Wilburn cross-court pass. They swing it to the wing. Bryan for three again. Got it again. Josh Bryan, 6. Burris, nothing. 50 seconds into the game. That's a heck of a start by Josh Bryan. Adamowitz with the ball. Takes it to the paint. Pulls up his dribble. Works it outside. Ball knocked away. Picked up by Burris, and a foul right here in front of you. Well, I'll tell you what. That was a rough one. Going to be on Josh Greenberg of Delta. The first foul of the game belongs to Josh. And right here in front of me, court side on the floor tonight, inbounding ball is Grant Jones of Burris. Burris wearing the black unis tonight, blue lettering, gold trim, white roadies for Delta with gold lettering and blue trim. Here's a drive to the free throw line. Outside, three-pointer on the way, off the mark by Kevin Thomas. The board comes down to Bryan of Delta. He'll bring it across the timeline and work it near corner. That's Hunt. Drives inside. Kicks it back out to Garner. Garner one dribble to Greenberg. He'll drive to the paint. Cross-court pass. Bryan, three-pointer. Good! Josh Bryan, 3 trays, 3 makes, 9-0 Delta. A minute 40 into the game. Wow, not sure what Mama made for dinner, but she needs to keep making it. Here's a drive by Burris and a defensive knock away on the baseline. It's out of bounds. It'll stay with Burris. Inbound passer. Just on the other side of the backboard is Alex Halley. Comes in, hits the foot of Adamowitz, and it goes out of bounds for the first turnover of the game. 6:14 to go, first quarter, 9-0, Delta out in front. It's been the Josh Bryan show, early, mid, and late. Josh again for 3 from out on top, this time no good. Tip rebound comes down to Adamowitz quickly the other way. Adamowitz pulls up, fires, gets the roll out, can't get it. Halley with the follow off the glass, can't get it. Rebound to Hunt, sees a man down the court, throws it too far out of bounds. Turnover by the Eagles. Wilburn had snuck out. Hunt threw it a little too far. That's why he's not a quarterback in football. 1 turnover apiece. And at 9-0, Burris looking to break the ice for the Owls here so far. Delta, man-to-man defensively. Halley dribbles it off a defender out of bounds. Good hands by Wilburn. It'll belong to Burris on the baseline to this side of the backboard. Halley will trigger in for Burris. Bounce pass into Adamowitz in the corner. Guarded closely by Zach Garner. Out on top, Thomas drives it, forces it up, can't get the roll. Rebound Delta. Greenberg with the board, quickly down the floor. Gets it to Hunt. Now back to Greenberg. They swing it far side corner. Wilburn, three-pointer, good. Tyler Wilburn buries a triple. All 4 field goals have been trays, and with 5:10 to go in the first quarter, it's 12-0 Delta over Burris. in a 3-point blizzard. Adamowicz for the Owls. Dribbling, gives it off now. It's knocked away, nearly stolen. Good hands play by Garner, but the Owls keep it. Adamowicz near corner 3, too strong. Rebound to Delta. Eagles will come down the floor quickly. Bryan dribbling through traffic. Pass on the run, near corner 3, up, off the mark by Greenberg. Rebound tipped away, Greenberg will pick it up. Owls will try it again. Lob pass inside toward the cutting. Josh Bryan. And he lays it in from midair for his 11-point and a 14-0 lead. On the other end, Adamowicz 3, no good. Here comes Delta quickly. It's Bryan to the paint. To the corner now to Greenberg. Out on top to Hunt. Fakes, drives, passes. He's going to be called for a traveling violation. Second turnover by Delta. 4:21 to go in the first period. It's 14-0. Delta over Burris. That's not a football score because they don't play football at Burris, but wow, it's a football score for sure. From the corner, 3-pointer up. Hallie couldn't get it to go. It rattled out. Another long rebound. Bryan again on the run. Brings it across the timeline. Pulls up. Top of the key. 3. Yes! Josh Bryan, 14 points already. Timeout Burris. 4 minutes to go first quarter. It's Delta 17, Burris nothing on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Indiana high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to Ball Gym. Brian Beaver along with you. Thanks for joining us. If you're a Delta fan, you're as happy as a pig in poo. 4 minutes into the game, it's 17-0, and Josh Bryan is putting on a show. 4 trays, a deuce, 14 of their 17 points. Burris trying to get untracked. Hallie for 3, high rebound off the long miss. Delta owning the glass early. Here come the Eagles with Garner dribbling across the timeline, dribbling baseline, lays it in. Great move. No one stopped the ball. Garner for his first bucket and a 19-0 Delta lead. On the other end, Adamowicz. Bounce pass to Thomas on the wing. He drives to the elbow, has it knocked away. Burris keeps it, though, and now a battle for a loose ball across the way. A whistle, and I believe we're going to have a foul against Delta. Going to be on Delta. It's on Brady Hunt, his first. Checking in for Delta is Wesley Wooden. Common foul. Burris to inbound from across the way on the sideline, and now a whistle and a 5-count violation against Burris. 3 turnovers by the Owls. They couldn't get it in. So it's 19-0. We had a 23-0 start the other night with Muncie Central whitewashing Richmond in the first quarter, and so far Delta trying to match them, leading by 19. Donut on the board for Burris. 3 from out on top, short this time by Bryan. Adamowicz with the board, 5 and 5 there on the players. Here's a drive to the baseline. Thomas had it swatted away. Block shot by Bryan. Eagles come the other way quickly. Bounce pass in the corner. Wooden on top. Bryan fakes, drives right down Broadway. Can't get the layup, but he does draw the foul. Wow. Give the foul to Kring. His first. 2-shot foul. Bryan to the line, missed the first one. And I'm going to jinx him. How do you make 4 threes guarded and miss a free throw? Unguarded. I'll never understand it all these years. Second free throw on the way. This one splashdown city. Bryan with his 15th point in the first quarter, and it's an even 20-0 lead for Delta. Burris need a bucket. Kring on the baseline. Forced it up, got it. Jalen Kring gets the first two of the night for Burris. They're off the schneid with 2.5 to go first quarter. It's a 20-2 ball game. Burris on the attack. Bryan driving. A whistle. On a move inside. Looks like a common foul. We'll wait for the signal. Going to be on Burris. Going to give that foul to Alex Halley. Inbound play for Delta. Pass comes in. Bryan fires. Hits. This is a long two. 17 points in the first quarter by Josh Bryan. A 22-2 contest. Here's a feed down low on the high-low. It's out of bounds off the Burris play with Jalen Kring for a turnover. And it gives it back to Delta. 2:14 to go first quarter, 22-2. Delta in front by a bushel. They'll bring it across the timeline with Greenberg on the dribble. They'll work it out on top to Wooden. Guarded by Roysden. Near wing. Greenberg feeds the corner of the key. Now they'll swing it back out to Bryan here on the near side wing, guarded by Adamowicz. Josh drives, kicks it back out on top to Cox. Cox throws it away. Pass intended for a teammate, ends up in the Burris bench. One of the few mistakes early on as Delta couldn't quite make the connection there. Chase Gardner couldn't reach it. And with a buck 48 to go first quarter, Burris on the attack, trailing by 20. This is Thomas, has it knocked away, keeps the dribble, drives to the baseline, keeps going, fires on the run, no good. Rebound fought for, it's loose, comes away to Greenberg of Delta. He looks down floor, long lead pass, throws it into the first row. Trying to hit Cox, too strong with it. They've got each team for 4 turnovers in the first period. And with 1:25 to go, it's 22-2. Burris trailing but driving with the ball. Adamowicz got into traffic, got into trouble, but he draws a shooting foul. Going to be on Delta. Who's the offender? Josh Greenberg. I've got Josh for 2, so does the scoreboard. And going to the line for Burris is Jackson Adamowicz, their leading scorer at 11 points a game. He's their only player averaging in double figures. And he rolls that one around the rim twice and then finally gets it to fall. His first point, he'll have another. 22-3 now on the scoreboard. Adamowicz to shoot the second of 2. It's on the way, and it's off the front, off the back, off the glass, good. Got them both, 22-4 contest with about 20 to go first period. Here's Cox now at point, coming across the timeline, works it near side to Sutherland. Out on top to Wooden. Wooden got in trouble, picked up his dribble, traveled with it. 5th turnover of the first quarter for Delta. A lot of players checking in and out. Peyton Lehman going in the game for the Eagles. A lot of guys are going to get PT tonight for the team dressed in white. Exactly a minute to go. 22-4 affair. Adamowicz with the ball for Burris. Double team. Gets it off to the top of the key. Pass from the teammate of Kring in the corner, out of bounds. Past Kring. He couldn't keep it. Another mistake by Burris. And another substitution situation. Delta will slowly bring it across the timeline. Leading here by 18 with 40 seconds to go first quarter. In the corner. Now out on the wing. Burris guarding closely. Delta being a little more particular this time down with some reserves in the game. Nate Sutherland with the ball, 40 feet from the basket on the volleyball line. Works it right side. That's Lehman. Down low. Nice pass to the cutter and a travel. That's what happens when you're not sure whether to shoot or to pass it. That's a travel. Give a mistake to Nate Sutherland. 6 first quarter turnovers by the Eagles. They've done everything else perfectly, leading 22-4. The final 10 seconds of the first quarter. Adamowicz uses a pick from Roysden. Gets it out between the rings. That's Carnes. Clock down to 3, down to 2. Carnes driving, feeding underneath. Shot won't go in time. It was banked up and good by Adamowicz, but the clock had expired, and that's it for period number 1. We played the first 8 minutes from Burris. It's an avalanche of Delta. It's the Eagles 22, the Owls 4 on Beaver Media.
A wintry Friday night. A packed gymnasium in a tight-knit community. A shot taken. History made. A state of delirium? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
Welcome back to the ball game. First quarter, all Delta, all night. Eagles 22, Burris 4 as we go to the second quarter. Josh Bryan with 17 points in the first quarter, including the first 3 triples of the night. He had 4 triples in the first period. He's averaging about 21 points a game this season, and he's almost there 8 minutes into the game. Delta will go on defense. Burris takes the ball to start period 2, inbounding from across the court. Here's Adamowicz as Delta works man-to-man defensively. In the corner, Thomas feeds down low. Shot up, no good, but we've got a foul. Foul's going to be on Brady Hunt. I've got him for 2. So does the board. 4th team foul against Delta. Going to the line for Burris, Jalen Kring to shoot 2. Right-hander has it on the way. This one won't go. He'll have another. Alex Halley checking back in for the Burris Owls. Grant Jones will follow him in the game. He'll check in. Roysden will check out for Muncie Burris. So back to the line we go with Jalen Kring to shoot the second of 2. Clank the first one. Eyes the second one. It's on the way. This one a swish. Kring with his 3rd point. 1 out of 2 trip to the line, and it's 22-5. Burris trailing big to Delta. Eagles on the attack and got the ball here on the near side wing. They'll work it on top. Cox back out on top. Here's a drive. A shot up. Good. Beautiful move by Wilburn. Little baby finger roll to make it 24-5, his first bucket. Quickly the other way. Shot up by Adamowicz now. Kring couldn't control the rebound. Hunt does for Delta. Here come the Eagles quickly down the floor. Early second quarter action leading by a bunch. Teeing up a 3 out on top. No good. Wouldn't go for Wilburn. Rebound by Burris. Halley knocked to the floor in the middle of his dribble. Bowling pins all over the floor. We've got a foul on Delta. We're going to give it to Zach Garner. Bodies all over the floor there. 15 foul against the Eagles. Checking out is Peyton Lehman. All back in play with Burris on the attack, and there's a double dribble. Wow, Adamowicz wasn't sure which way to go with it, and he touched it twice. 6 turnovers by the Owls. And Delta will inbound in the backcourt on the far sideline. They bring it in to Zach Garner, the football quarterback and the basketball point guard. Bounce pass, high post, Josh Bryan. Adamowicz has him defensively. Nice slip screen. Pass to the baseline to the cutter. Hunt picks up the bucket. Nice job that time on the dime to make it 26-5. Wow, it's been all Delta. Here's a ball knocked out of bounds on a drive by Burris. It's going to stay with the Owls. 26-5 game. The first 20 points of the game were scored by Delta. Here's a drive. Baseline move. Shot blocked away. Thomas couldn't get it. Rebound comes down to Kring. He can't get it. Third try as the Owls keep it on the offensive glass. Low post to Kring. He's fouled on the floor before he can force up the shot. It'll be a common foul. Going to be on Hunt. Brady's in trouble. That's 3 on him. He's going to spend a lot of time on the pine tonight. Inbounds play on the baseline for the Owls with Alex Halley to trigger. Looks for someone to bring it into, gets it into Kring, trapped in the corner, needs help, throws it away. Big scrum for it on the floor right in front of the Delta bench. And it's going to go to Burris. Been one of those nights for the Owls. They just haven't been able to do much at all. They've had a rough go of it. Ball comes in. Owls have it with Halley at the point between the rings. Here near wing to Adamowicz, guarded by Zach Garner. Lob inside for Kring. He's got it. Lays it up good. Jalen Kring with his 5th point, and it's a 26-7 Delta lead. 2 minutes into the second quarter. Thanks for joining us tonight on the Delco Preps channel. Great having you along. Drop me a line. Let me know where you're listening. I'd love to know. Here's a drive all the way to the goal by Garner, but he couldn't get the backdoor finger roll to go. Rebound by Kring of Burris. He gives off to Adamowicz. Across the midcourt stripe. In the forecourt. Adamowicz picked up his dribble. Works it on top to Thomas. He'll drive it left side. Forces it up. Won't go on an air ball. Battle for the rebound. Saved back in bounds. Owls have it. Kring's going to drive it. Shoot it. He's going to be fouled. Kring doing a nice job for the Owls. The foul is going to be on Delta, and I think Gardner's going to be tagged with it, and he is. His first foul. 7th on Delta. Bonus from here on out in the first half for Muncie Burris. This is a 2-shot foul. So Kring goes to the line for a pair, and he misses the first one. He'll have another. Kring has 5 of the 7 points scored tonight by Burris. The other 2 belong to Adamowicz on a 2-for-2 trip to the line. Kring is 1 out of 3 from the stripe, looking for his 6th point. Eyes it, flies it, can't get it. It's off the back iron, no good. Rebound by Delta. Here they come quickly. Down the far sideline. Pass for Wooden. Backdoor cut. Bryan tried to take it up. It's tipped away. They're going to say it's off Bryan. He has that scrunch face. I don't like that call look. But it's a turnover by Delta. 7 by the Eagles, 6 by Burris. The only thing Delta's done wrong is be a little sloppy with the ball, but they've played a lot of reserves. 5:10 to go, second quarter, 26-7 game. Burris trailing big. Here's a drive inside. Shot off the glass, won't go. On a nice move inside by Grant Jones. Here comes Delta quickly with Bryan going all the way to the hole. Has it knocked out of his hands before he can shoot it. It'll stay with Delta. With exactly 5 minutes to go in the first half. 20-point run to open the night by Delta. Inbounding the ball on the baseline. Here on this side of the bucket is Wesley Wooden. Looks for a cutter. Gets it in the corner. Bryan drives baseline. Out on top. Greenberg for 3. Yes! Josh Greenberg hits his first triple. 29-7 contest. Burris way out of this one so far. Let's see if they can work their way back in. Trail by a lot. In the forecourt, Roysden needs help on the sideline. He's in trouble. Gets it off to Jones, who drives to the elbow, to the paint, lays it up, no. Rebound, offensive shot, no by Kring. He'll get another chance, has it knocked away. Here comes Zach Garner with the ball through the midcourt center circle with the owl head on it. 40 feet from the hole, guarded by Halley. Now far side to Greenberg. They'll work it out on top, and now back to Greenberg on the wing. Bounce pass low post baseline to Bryan. He'll back down Adamowicz. Spins, fires, hits. Josh Bryan, 19 points in the first half, and it's 31-7 Delta. Adamowicz, crossover dribble. Backs down, 12-footer, no good. Didn't draw anything. Here comes Josh Bryan with the board. He'll dribble down the near sideline. Bounce pass on the run. Too fancy. Out of bounds for a turnover. He knows better than that. 8 turnovers for Delta. All kinds of subs checking in and out tonight. This scores table looking more and more like the checkout counter at the Sheraton at about 11:55 a.m. So we'll catch him up with you. Burris with the ball. Hallie on the dribble. Far side wing. Picks up the dribble. Bounce pass on top to Thomas. They'll work it to Carnes. Carnes to the elbow. Picks up his dribble. He'll force it up. Blocked. Rebound. Taken down and put back in by Grant Jones. He gets the board. He gets the bunny. His first two. And it's a 31-9 contest. 3:20 to go, first half. Delta led at the end of one, 22-4. Scored the game's first 20 points. Speaking of 20, Greenberg. Jersey number 20 gets it here to Zach Garner. Back to Greenberg. High post pass. Now back out here on top to Zach Garner. Man-to-man defense by the Owls, wearing the black unis tonight at home. Here's Wesley Wooden driving to the paint. Kicks to a man wide open for the baseline jumper. No good. Wouldn't go for Gardner. Here comes Burris in a hurry with Thomas on the dribble. Spins out of trouble. Keeps his dribble. Now double team. Needs help. He's going to be fouled right here in front of his bench. Gardner was a little too strong with the body. He's going to pick up his second foul. Wow. One in the bonus. Thought I'd help him out there. That's the 8th team foul on Delta. 1-and-1 trip for Kevin Thomas of Muncie Burris. Here's jersey number 11. Tall, slender right-hander fires. No good. Rebound comes down to Jones of Burris. He'll drive it back to the paint. Turns it up, fires, hits. Jones, the freshman, with 4 points. And it's a 31-11 game. Delta leading by 20. Here's Garner driving. They kick it back out to Greenberg. He'll drive the paint. Tries to force it up. No good. Off Delta, out of bounds. It's going to belong to Burris. So the Owls get it back, trailing by 20 with 2:14 to go before halftime. He'll give it to Alex Hallie. He'll dribble into the forecourt. Works it near side. Carnes is the three-point threat for Burris. He has more of them than anybody else on the Owls roster this year. Thomas way out on top. He'll drive it, picks it up, fires on the run, won't go off the glass. Rebound by Delta. Wilburn takes it, now brings it long. Shot up and good off the beautiful pass. Great feed to Wesley Wooden for his bucket. First two for him. It's 33-11 with 1:40 to go, first half. Here's a drive by Hallie. He's fouled on the way to the bucket. Going to be a 2-shot foul on Josh Greenberg. I've got him for 3. That's the 9th on Delta in the first half. It's going to be a 2-shot trip to the line for Alex Hallie. Hasn't scored yet in the game. First chance to get on the ledger. It's up. It's no good. Kiss of death. 3 more Delta Eagles are going to check in. Let's see. Brian's going back in the game. So is Sutherland. We'll set him for you here in a moment. Second free throw coming. It's up. This time, Hallie gets it. He's got his first point on a 1-out-of-2 trip to the stripe, and it's 33-12. Late first half. Delta with the ball and a huge lead. They'll work it to Cox on the wing. Drives the baseline, kicks it back out on top. Here's a drive to the paint. Little shot on the run. No good, but a foul. And it's going to be a chance to go to the line for Peyton Lehman. R.J. Harmon picks up the personal foul for the Owls. Only the 3rd foul in the first half by Burris. Going to the stripe is Lehman. First one from the right-hander, rattles out, no good. He'll do it again. Another one coming. This one up, good. Lehman got 1 out of 2, his first point, 34-12. Burris trailing by 22. Late first half. Bracken Carnes. Now baseline move in a double team situation. It's going to be a travel violation against Burris.
Wow.
Just lost the handle, did R.J. Harmon. And then gives it back to Delta. With a minute to go. Eagles in the forecourt. They'll drive it. Bounce pass, high post. Wooden feeds low post. One dribble. Turns around. Banks it up and good. Does Josh Bryan. He's got his season average in the first half. That's his 21st point. And we're going to keep it right here. So Bryan bangs home the little turnaround baseline jumper off the window. 21 first half points for Josh Bryan. It's a 36-12 game. We've got a timeout on the floor. And with 53.1 to go, it's all blue and gold tonight. The dark blue and gold of Delta, not the royal blue and gold of Burris. Great having you along tonight. We appreciate you giving us your ears for a couple of hours. This one has been all Eagles. They scored the first 20 points of the game and led at the first stop 22-4. Josh Bryan has just been a man among boys tonight with 21 first half points, 4 triples, hit his first 3 triples, his first 3 shots were made threes tonight. You knew he had it going, cooking early. Back in play now with Burris on the attack. Harmon has it. He'll work it near side to Halley. Clock down to 35. Halley on the dribble. Takes it to the baseline. Now brings it back to the corner. Thomas guarded closely. He's going to dribble it too much. Spins away from a man. Way out on top. Thomas will reset. Out between the rings. Clock down to 20. Thomas in trouble. Picked up his dribble. He's in real trouble. Ball finally does go to Gardner, who will drive it. Banks it up good. That's Jones, not Gardner. 6 points for Jones. And it's 36-14. Here's a drive on the other end by Josh Bryan, who goes to the hole strong and scores just before the buzzer. And the locker room is going to be awful happy on the Delta side and awful unhappy on the Muncie Burris side. We've played 16 minutes of basketball at the intermission. Delta 38, Muncie Burris 14. We'll be back with the halftime show after this timeout. You're listening to high school basketball on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel. Don't you go anywhere. Stay right there.
The world of high school sports is filled with athletes who possess the eye of the tiger and whose focus and determination enables them to soar like eagles. The games themselves can't be played without a few zebras. Becoming an IHSAA official is a great way to be part of the action and to support Indiana's healthy tradition of high school athletics. Visit IHSAA.org and get in the game. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in your community.
Welcome back to the ball game. We're going to have a special halftime ceremony here. Let's join Muncie Burris Athletic Director Chad Woodare.
Dr. Don Shondell. Dr. Don Shondell is the patriarch of one of the best-known families in American volleyball. His career has been long and varied as a volleyball coach, author, and program coordinator. He has a career record of 769 wins, 280 losses, and 6 ties, affording him the second highest number of wins in NCAA men's volleyball history while founding the program. President Shondell was the co-founder of the MEVA, the organization's first president, and 8-time MEVA Coach of the Year winner. He has served as president of the United States Volleyball Association from 1979 to 1980 was inducted into the Ball State Athletic Hall of Fame in '83 and was the first recipient of the Micasa Lifetime Achievement Award in 1989. The United States Volleyball Association awarded Coach Sundell with the William T. Morgan Award in 1989 and the Dr. Harold T. Freeport Award in 1992. Dr. Don has been selected to 7 different volleyball Hall of Fames. Over 100 of his former athletes have gone into coaching volleyball, including Coach Nick Haley, who served as USA Women's Olympic coach. Dr. Don has spent the last 54 years of his life coaching volleyball for Ball State University in Burris Laboratory School. As head coach of Ball State men's volleyball program, he won 20 Midwest Intercollegiate Volleyball Association titles in 34 seasons. In 1970, he led Ball State to the first NCAA men's volleyball championship tournament. He later earned 12 more NCAA Burris. His teams have won the first 3 middle school volleyball conference titles in school history, in addition to a middle school state championship in 2015 and runner-up in 2016. This past fall, he led his final team to a perfect 25-0 record. With only one team scoring more than 15 points in a set. In addition to his coaching career, Dr. Don is a proud family man. All 4 of his children have achieved successful coaching careers in volleyball, with all 3 of his sons following his footsteps becoming college coaches. All 10 of his grandchildren have competed collegiately in volleyball, with one currently a coach at Huntington University. One of his granddaughters is an assistant coach at Fort Wayne University, while another is club director of the Boiler Juniors. Dr. Don, we are blessed to have you part of the OWL community, OWL coaching family, and we thank you for all your contributions, not only to us, but the entire volleyball community. On behalf of the Burris Athletic Department, we present this plaque to you for your 54 years of success in being part of our family. And we have one last gift for you, Dr. Don. For all you've done for us, no matter where you are, there will always be a seat for you here in Ball Gym. Dr. Don would like to talk to the crowd.
Just a couple of things. I'm 89, and I've been coaching for about 60, 80 years. Okay, so that's a long time. And we have a lot of people that have helped during that time. And I want to mention a few of them. It did take a couple of minutes to do this because I think it's important. But the first one that I have to talk to you about is President Evans at Ball State, who hired me to be the physical ed intramural director and physical ed teacher here at Ball State back in 1988, at that time. And so I wanted to thank Dr. Evans and Bob McCall, who was my chairman and my former intramural director at Ball State, who hired me. And they come down and apply for the job. And we went over to talk to President Evans, and I started to tell him a little bit about myself. And he says, Don, I don't want to hear all that stuff about Bob. So why should I have the job? You got the job you wanted. I said, yeah, I want the job. So now you have to do a elaborate presentation when you get hired down here. You have to use computer and everything else to do that. So that's the way we did it back in those days. So that was the way I was kind of hired. So I'm thankful to Bob McCall, who was the intramural director I worked for for years and got to run the program. And as a matter of fact, a lot of people thought I ran the program. I was really just a student assistant, but I was the first paid student assistant in intramurals, and that's quite an accomplishment. So that was wonderful for me. I want to thank all my former players who have become coaches throughout the country and pass this game on to other people. And so we've been able to switch through Ball State volleyball and my instruction. We've been able to just, affect the whole country. And if you wonder why Delaware County is so good, it's because my son and I have a Muncie program. And when we started that program back in the 70s, he got all the coaches in the county to come in and help. And so they all learned from Steve, and they've all become good coaches. So that's why Delaware County is so good, because of the work that Steve did with that group back in the 70s, right after Jen Reckley came in. Plus, at that time, we did the first national clinic that the GWS did. We did it out of Ball State. And we had about 300 people that come in a 2-week period. They didn't know anything about volleyball, right after Jen Reckley, and they don't want to do anything. And so we had a chance to present the games to those people. And we followed those coaches down south, and all their programs were the ones that started winning down there. And so the coaches down there started winning, started emulating them. And they became now where the South is pretty good with volleyball. So that's why kind of Delaware County is so good. We just have a number of coaches in all different schools that know how to do it because of what Steve did at the beginning. All those coaches didn't help in that much in that program. One other thing. My dad died when he was 41, and he was a chain smoker, and he was overweight, about 50 or 60 pounds, and didn't exercise. So I took that on myself as my responsibility. I weigh the same right now that I did when I was a student at Ball State. And my son, followed my example. They work out all the time and keep their weight down. Everything is just great. So thank you very much. And Chad, thank you.
Well, there you heard the presentation for Dr. Don Shondell, the godfather of volleyball in this town, this county, this state, really this country. What a guy. One of the all-time greats. All right, we're at halftime. We'll be back with more after this. It's Delta way out in front of Burris, 38-14 on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
From Jamestown to Jonesville, from North Salem to South Milford, from River Forest to Grass Creek. No matter where you live in Indiana, you can enjoy high school sports coverage at its very best on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. It's 35 powerhouse radio stations, Fox Sports Indiana, and the World Wide Web, combining their vast resources to blanket the state, the Midwest, and the world with the purest, most riveting presentation of high school sports in America. From Anderson to Attica, Kendallville to Kokomo, follow the high school sports that make our state great all season long. Thank you, Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, and welcome home. It's your ticket to an evening out that won't break the bank. It's your ticket to explosive runs, acrobatic catches, and game-saving tackles. It's your ticket to an experience you'll never forget. It's your ticket to the IHSAA State Football Tournament. Attending a tournament football game is a fun and affordable way to see sports played the way they were meant to be, for the pure love of it. The Indianapolis Colts and the Indiana High School Athletic Association invite you to be part of Indiana's rich tradition of high school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport, pure state tournament excitement. The drama is set to kick off. Do you have your ticket?
Welcome back to the halftime show. We'll give you a quick scoring recap here as both teams come back on the floor to warm up. First half, 22-4 at the end of one. Delta way out in front, 38-14 at halftime. Delta way out in front. It's been all Josh Bryan here tonight. Individually, quickly for Delta, Josh Bryan, 23 points. Tyler Wilburn with 5. 2 from Zach Garner. 3 from Josh Greenberg, 2 for Brady Hunt, 2 for Wesley Wooden, 1 on a free throw by Peyton Lehman. For Muncie Burris, they get 6 points from Grant Jones. They get 5 from Jalen Kring, 2 from Jackson Adamowitz. Kevin Thomas didn't score. R.J. Harmon didn't score. Joshua Fogel didn't score. Alex Halley got 1 out of 2 at the line for his only point in the game. And there's their total of 14. SM Enterprising Girl Scouts hawk some cookies courtside at halftime. You got them, too. I'll tell you what, no respect. Anyway, we're at halftime. We'll get set for the start of the third quarter after this on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel. You stay right there.
He worked out early, practiced late, and studied well into the night. The next day, he did it all over again.
She missed time hanging out and socializing with friends so she could make it on time to practices and games.
He became a top student and a confident leader, even as he helped his team win back-to-back conference titles.
She became a role model in her community, even as she led her team to an undefeated season.
And when they finished playing high school sports, what did they do next?
She graduated from college with honors and went to work for a successful company.
He attended graduate school and became a difference maker in his community.
Because that's what student athletes in Indiana do. They use the skills they develop playing high school sports today
to do even bigger things in life tomorrow.
High school sports.
A winning part of a complete education.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Don't stop believing, and if you're Burris, you got to be telling yourself that tonight, trailing 38-14 at halftime. Quick check of the turnovers unofficially. 8 in the first half by Delta, 7 by Burris. Burris with no one in foul trouble. Delta has 2 players with 3 each, and Josh Greenberg and Brady Hunt. They're the only guys in real foul trouble as we get set to start the second half. 22-4 start in the first quarter. In fact, Delta scored the first 20 points of the game, and Josh Bryan, the first 3 shots he took tonight were 3-pointers, and they were all perfect. He had 9 points before the paint was dry. So we're about set to go. This is going to be a fun second half, and it's going to be a busy second half because I've got a feeling we may see the benches emptied at some point with everyone dressing, getting in the game tonight. Reminder again, sectional play next week, both these teams in 3A24 at the Newcastle Fieldhouse. Both of them got byes. It's going to be Muncie Burris facing either Newcastle or Hamilton Heights at 6 on Friday night. And at 7:30 Friday night, it'll be Delta taking on either Blackford or Yorktown in the second semifinal a week from tonight. We're about set to go. Delta's starters are out on the floor as we have a couple more presentations at midcourt here on senior night at Burris. So again, a good bit of humor out there. Josh Bryan, Tyler Wilburn, Brady Hunt, Zach Garner, and Josh Greenberg saying, hey, how about some photography love for us too? It's always fun. High school basketball. Wow. So we're all but set to go. couple more photos. And again, I really want to say congratulations to Dr. Don Shondell, who was honored here at halftime. 54 years in coaching. They're going to name their middle school invitation tournament in his honor. And in fact, they gave him an autographed chair. The volleyball players autographed a chair for him. So he's awesome. And they did make 2 Don Shondells, I'll tell you that. It's a good thing because he's it, man. He is the GOAT, the GOAT, greatest of all time. Set to go. Delta will inbound the ball to start the second half across the way at midcourt, and we're underway as Delta brings it left to right here in the second half, right in front of me, court side at midcourt. Zach Garner on the dribble, man-to-man defense by Burris. There's a lob pass. Hunt was going to try to dunk it, couldn't get it in. He missed it. Here comes Burris. He tried to run the jam lob, and he couldn't do it. You'll hear about that one. Kevin Thomas pulls up, 17-footer won't go. Rebound, Jones inside for Burris. He couldn't convert, but he got fouled, and he'll go to the stripe. Foul is going to be on Tyler Wilburn of Delta, his first, team's first, and Grant Jones, who's played really well off the bench back and forth, in and out a lot tonight, with 6 points. Make it 7 as he hits the first one. He'll get another. 7 points for Jones to make it 38-15. Looking for his 8th point of the night if he can get the second of 2 here. Couple of dribbles. Bends those knees and cranks it. This one spins out no good. A whistle. We might have a lane violation. We do have a lane violation. It's on Greenberg. So Jones will shoot it again. The old NBA 3 to make 2. Here comes the next one. Rattles off the front iron, no good. So 1 out of 2 for Jones, and here comes Delta, leading 38-15. Zach Garner, the QB, works it here near side to Brian, guarded closely by Thomas. Here's a pass on the baseline to Hunt. Kicks it to the corner. Greenberg for 3. Rattles out, rattles in. Josh Greenberg, 6 points in the game, 41-15. And on the other end, here's a move and a bucket, and a dispute about the bucket on the other end. The bucket's going to count. Foul going to be on Zach Garner, and the foul is his second. Jackson Adamowitz got the hoop to make it 4 points for him. They're going to check the score here. That was a 3-point goal down here, not a 2. So it's 41-17, 41-18. On the old-fashioned 3-point play by Adamowitz, who has 5 points in the game. And a minute into the third quarter, Delta's back on the attack in the forecourt. Garner, far side wing. He'll drive it on Halley. Kicks out to Brady Hunt, who will drive it inside. Here's a whistle in the paint and a travel on Hunt as he tried to make the pass out to the wing. Unofficially, 9 turnovers for Delta tonight. They'll go back, flip the defense. Here's Kevin Thomas slipping as he tried to drive, and it's going to be a tripping foul against Delta's Tyler Wilburn. 2 on Tyler. It's a common foul. It means an inbounds play here on the near sideline, right in front of the Burris bench with Halley to trigger in. Guarded by Greenberg. Pass comes in to Adamowitz in the corner. He'll dribble out to the wing. Looks for a high screen from Thomas. Double team, gets it out to Thomas. Thomas throws it away. Here comes Josh Bryan, 1-on-3. Has it knocked away. Scrum for the ball at midcourt and a held ball. Wow.
Held ball goes to Burris. Burris basketball.
Ball goes out to Muncie Burris. They inbound it backcourt. They bring it across the timeline. Here's Adamowitz driving the paint, firing on the run. Gets it to crawl in good. Adamowitz with 7 points to make it 41-20. Burris trying to close the gap. Garner drives all the way to the bucket, lays it in. Beautiful move. No one stopped the ball. Garner said, give me the layup. He's got 2 more. It's 43-20. Delta on top. Garner with 4 in the game. Turnover, loose ball. Brian Garner shot up from the far side. It won't go on a drive inside by Greenberg, but it's going to be another Burris foul, an active shooting foul. Halley will collect the infraction. 2 on Halley. Josh Greenberg will take a walk to the charity stripe, and he rattles out the first one. No good. He'll get another. 43-20 game. Burris has never led. It's been all Delta all night. Second free throw from Greenberg, good this time. Greenberg with 7 points on the night, and it's a 44-20 Delta advantage. 5:49 to go, third quarter. Owls on the attack with Adamowicz, not a Halley. He'll pull up, 18-footer, won't go. Rebound comes down to Wilburn of Delta, and he'll bring it across the timeline on his own. Works it here near side to Garner. Pass underneath on a nice cut by Brian, but good defense by Kevin Thomas to deny him the catch and knock it out of bounds. It'll stay with Delta. Baseline inbounds play. It's going to be Josh Bryan to throw it in. And he takes the ball and lobs it way out on top to Hunt. They work it back to Wilburn. Wilburn bounce pass. 13-footer on the run. Good. Josh Bryan putting on a show with 25 points. 46-20 contest. Delta way out in front. Kevin Thomas for the Owls. Works it to Halley, who will drive it to the paint. Pulls up. Corner of the key jumper. No good. Way off the mark. Wilburn with the board for Delta. He'll bring it down the court on his own. Driving all the way to the basket. Lays it up. No. Rebound by Jalen Kring of Burris. Here they come the other way quickly with Adamowicz now hitting the brakes between the circles. They'll set it up. Thomas will jack up a 3. No good. Bryan with the board for the Eagles. Bryan, top of the key. Dribbles to the paint. Picks it up. Works it far side. Here's a baseline drive and a pass to the corner. Greenberg for 3. No. Brady Hunt with a one-hand rebound and a whistle and a hold as Hunt couldn't get his other hand up. And there's a reason for that. It's because Jalen Kring was grabbing it. Second foul on the Owl forward, who will check out of the game now. 3 team fouls on Delta, 2 on Burris here in the second half. Inbounds play, comes into Bryan. He'll fake, fire, can't get it. Rebound to Delta. Nice work by Wooden. Back out to Bryan, who drives the paint, kicks it out. Greenberg wide open for 3. No. Rebound comes down to Royston of Burris. Owls will bring it across the timeline, trailing by a bunch. Adamowicz pulls up long 3-pointer. No. Rebound comes to the Eagles. One of those one-hop guard rebounds for Sam Cox. He'll push the pace. Here on the wing now, the corner to Greenberg. Greenberg dribbles out to the top of the key. Goes down the paint. Cut off. Gets it top of the key. Hunt in trouble. Nice bounce pass to the baseline. Shot up no good by Greenberg on the double clutch, but he'll shoot free throws on the foul by Burris. Tag that foul on Grant Jones. I've got him for 1. Third on the team, and 2 free throws coming for Josh Greenberg. 7 points on the night, make it 8 as he hits the first one. He'll get another. 47-20 game. Greenberg eyes it, flies it good. Got them both. 3 out of 4 at the stripe for Josh. He's got 9 points in the game, and it's a 48-20 Delta advantage with 3:48 to go third quarter. Great having you along for the ride tonight. These two schools haven't played boys basketball for 20 years. There's a move on the baseline, a shot forced up and good, and an and one opportunity on a beautiful move inside by Alex Halley. Collects the foul from Greenberg, who's got 4. Nice move and a nice finish by Alex Halley, who has 3 points and a chance at an old-fashioned 3-point play. 48-22, make it 48-23. Nice job by Halley. Earns his 4th point. Got himself a 3-point play. Greenberg checks out for Delta. And here's a long inbounds pass coming in to Garner, who will bring it across the timeline with a left-hand dribble. 3.5 minutes to go, third quarter in a blowout, 48-23 game. Delta out in front by 25. Low post, Hunt, one dribble, forces it up. Nice move. Got his defender to go one way, stepped under him for the layup on the other side. Brady Hunt with 4 points in the game. And on the other end, Alex Halley bangs home a triple. Give him 7 in the game. Wow. Just that fast. It's 50-26. How do you like them apples? Delta on the attack. Hunt for 3 from out on top. Got it! Brady Hunt. Wow. The big guy can shoot it from long. 53-26 game. Hunt having a nice game. I've got him for 7. That's his first triple. Delta has a bushel of trays tonight. Owls on the attack to our left. They need a bunch in a hurry. Here's a drive down the paint. Shot off the glass that won't go for Adamowicz, but he's fouled in the process. Josh Bryan tagged with the foul, and I've got him for 1. 5 on the team. That's a really good matchup tonight. Adamowicz and Bryan have been guarding each other most of the night. Then it's going to be a 2-shot trip to the stripe for Adamowicz. 3 out of 3 from the line tonight. 7 points, make it 8 as he got the first. Jalen Kring will head in the game for Burris. Adamowicz with the second of 2 free throws. Got a nice stroke. Got them both. He's 5 out of 5 from the stripe tonight for 9 points. 53-28 contest. 2.5 to go, third quarter. Out on the point, Zach Garner gives it to Hunt, right back to Garner. Garner guarded by James Royston. Kring now guarding Hunt, who has the ball, drives it to the paint, picks up the dribble. Back out on top to Zach Garner. Gets a high screen. Garner drives it, kicks it to the corner. And now a drive from Wooden. Gives it to Cox instead. Cox to a wide open Garner. He'll drive. Fire. Can't get it. Rebound. Good! Josh Bryan with the board and the stick back. His 27th point. And it's 55-28. What a game. Here's a shot on the other end. Blocked away. Delta will keep it. Here come the Eagles. Long pass ahead to Cox. Back outside. That's Garner. Drove it baseline. Nearly lost it. Great pass underneath to Bryan. He puts it up, puts it in, and he's fouled. Beautiful feed from Garner. Great finish by Bryan. The bucket is going to count. And the foul is on Jalen Kring. His third. Josh Bryan with his 29th point. 57-28. That was a beautiful dime from Garner. And the free throw up and good by Bryan. He's got an even 30 points in the game. Wow. Nicely done. 58-28. Burris with the ball, trailing by 30. Revolving door here at the scorer's table already. Burris on their end. Jones forced it up, couldn't get it. Bryan with the rebound. He'll bring it on the floor himself. 3-on-2. Drives it, shoots it, scores it. It's going to count. Bryan with a great move and finish again. Fouled in the act of shooting, and he's got 32 in the game. Blocking foul. Halley picks up the foul. Bryan was not going to be denied. When he came out of there with the rebound and a head full of steam, they weren't going to stop him. 60-28. Make it 61. 33 points in the game by Josh Bryan. We have 1:10 to go, third quarter. Adamowicz straight out on top. 3, good. Over Bryan. He says, oh, yeah? This is my gym. You're not the only guy who can do that. 61-31. Adamowicz with 12 in the game. Here's Zach Garner. Bounce pass to low post. Josh Bryan. Skip pass far side to Garner, who will drive it. Take it to the hole. Couldn't get it off the run. Off the board, off the front iron. And Adamowicz will bring it up the floor for Burris. He's going to think about a 3 again. Picks it up. Instead gets it to Halley, who will fire a 3. Off the front iron, no good. Bryan with the long rebound. Here he comes again. Drives to the free throw line. Pulls up. 13-footer, no good. Battle for the rebound. Ball heads out of bounds. It's going to belong to Burris. Good hustle that time by Tyler Wilburn, but he just couldn't get there and stop it. 25 seconds to go in the period. 61-31 contest. Burris trailing by 30 on senior night. I said a moment ago, these two schools haven't played boys basketball in 20 years. 1998 was the last time they played, and Delta beat Burris that night, 84-42. Here's a whistle and a travel against Adamowitz of Burris. This has been a relatively clean game for a blowout, though. I've only got Burris for 9 turnovers and same number in the game unofficially for Delta. So a near sideline inbounds the backcourt. Brian has it. Clock at 5. He's going to work on Halley. Fires a long 3. No. Rebound Adamowitz. There's the buzzer. That's the end of the period. We go to the last roundup. It's Delta 61. Muncie Burris 31. Back with a period after this on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
A crisp October evening. A stadium filled with fans. A pass-through. A journey completed. State of euphoria? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
Welcome back to Ball Gym. I'm Brian Beaver. Thanks for riding along shotgun tonight as we head for the fourth quarter in a blowout with Delta out in front of Muncie Burris, 61-31. Josh Bryan with 33 points in this one for Delta. Jackson Adamowitz has a dozen for Burris. It's been all Josh Bryan and Eagles tonight here at historic Ball Gym. Fourth quarter begins with Delta having the ball at midcourt across the way. The sideline inbound pass comes in to Josh Greenberg. They'll go to work. Greenberg brings it across the timeline, picks up his dribble, works it here near side on the wing. Now a low post pass. Back out on the wing now to Peyton Lehman. Lehman spins out of trouble, picks up his dribble, looks for help. Works it to the corner, and Gardner, Chase Gardner. Gardner on the wing, back to Lehman. Lehman takes it to the paint. Has trouble. Nice bounce pass on the post, down to the baseline. A whistle before the foul. Going to be 3 seconds against Delta. They pick up a turnover. And here comes Burris. Adamowitz dribbling through the center circle into the forward court at the volleyball attack line. Works it to Halley. He'll fire from 18. No. Rebound battled for. Pring had it momentarily. Now a tie-up. Foul or jump ball? Looks like a foul. Got to be a foul. Nate Sutherland picks up the infraction. 5 team fouls on Delta. Make it 6. 5 on Burris. And we're going to shoot free throws. Oh, no. Bounce pass comes in on the inbounds play. It's loose on the floor. 5 players go to the ground after it. Delta comes out with it, and Halley grabs Greenberg and spins him around and picks up the foul. Wow. Halley with the foul, 4 on him, and in a 61-31 game, both teams are going to be in the bonus forever. This is going to take all night. I just tell you now. Here comes Greenberg across the timeline. That's the one downside. Greenberg works it far wing. 3-pointer on the way. Too strong off the back iron that time. They'll go back at it again. And now a whistle and a travel here on the wing. Gardner slid his foot. Another turnover by Delta. And it's going to belong to Burris. No inbound it right here at the Delta bench. Nothing better than 1-and-1 situations for 5 or 6 minutes in a 30-point game. Here's a pass out of bounds on a Burris turnover. Adamowitz says, my bad, to R.J. Harmon. And Delta will bring it down the floor. Peyton Lehman getting some time at point. Dribbles across the midcourt stripe. Hands to Greenberg, who will drive to the paint. Pulls up fires, can't get it off the iron, was short. Rebound comes down to Delta, and it's knocked out of bounds by Burris, and it'll stay with the Eagles. 6:29 left in this one, 61-31. Delta out in front of Burris. Here's a drive by Lehman. Double team. Works it back outside. Long two on the way. Good. Nate Sutherland. Check it. Chase Gardner. Got screened on the other number. Give it to Gardner. His first bucket. On the other end, another Burris turnover. Here comes Delta quickly. Pass to the corner. Back out on top to Greenberg. Greenberg here near side to Lehman on the wing. Couple of dribbles. Spins away from Adamowicz. Goes baseline. Plays it up now. Rebound tipped out by Royson. Here comes Halley. 1-on-2. He'll force it up and in. Big time move by Halley for his 9th point. And it's 61-33. Delta way out in front. Going to get their 17th win of the season. Here's a drive. This is Sutherland, and he's mugged. Beautiful pump fake that got Adamowicz in the air for the foul. First foul of the game by Adamowicz. That's 7 on Burris. This is a 2-shot foul and 2 free throws for Nate Sutherland, but from here on out, it's going to be bonus time with 5:35 still to go in the game. First free throw is up and good by Sutherland. He's broken the ice. He has a point. He'll get another. 62-33, make it 64-33 contest. Second one off the back iron, no good, but he got his own rebound. Kick to the far wing. Delta will try it again. Eagles holding the ball, 5.5 minutes left in the game. They lead it 64-33. Out on top, drive to the baseline, shot up, blocked away by Kevin Thomas of Burris, but another shooting foul against the Owls. Going to be on R.J. Harmon. Got him for 2, and it's going to be 2 free throws for Tyler Wilburn. Wilburn got the start again tonight. He splashes the first one. 6 points on the night for him. 65-33. Wilburn will have a chance at his 7th point. He rattles this one out, no good. So he got 1 out of 2. And here comes Kevin Thomas for the Owls. He'll drive it all the way to the paint, forced it up on the run, got fouled in the process of shooting the ball. That foul's going to go against Nate Sutherland of Delta. And we go back to the other charity stripe. Going to be a pair of free throws for Kevin Thomas. He's 0 for 1 tonight from the stripe. Hasn't scored in the game. First one on the way. Good. Thomas is off the schneid to make it 65-34. Another one coming for him. It's on the way. This one off the back iron, no good. Rebound knocked out of bounds. It'll go to Delta. Think free throw shooting isn't important? I'll ask you again next weekend when the sectional is all but over, and you can tell me. Josh Fogel checking in the game for Muncie Burris. So here come the Eagles with a ton of points on the board and a big lead, and they drive it to the paint. Now kick it to the corner. Now corner of the key, jump shot up and good. Beauty from Chase Gardner. He's got 4. It's 67-34. Delta leading by 33. They've all but doubled them up. On the other end, the Owls attack it with Jones. Pulls up. 17-footer on top, no. Rebound for Burris. Won't go for Harmon. Knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay with Burris. To their credit, Burris has not quit playing. They're still hustling, and that says a lot about them and Joe Anderson, their coach. They'll inbound the ball on the baseline. It comes into Thomas. Had it knocked away, but got it back. Gets it out here to Jones. Jones, top of the key, puts his head down, tries to drive, cut off. Back out to Halley. Hallie will take it to the baseline. Fires on the run. It will not go. It rolls out. Fouled in the act of shooting. He'll go to the stripe. And the foul is going to go on Tyler Wilburn. Third foul for him. Hallie will shoot him. Dose free throws. Waiting on this one. Here it comes. Missed it. Another one coming for Hallie. Hallie, a sophomore. A lot more basketball ahead of him. Right-hander. Practices his wrist snap release. Now he spins it, and he's ready. Next one on the way. Clanked them both. Rebound, fought for. It's out of bounds. It's going to stay to Burris. I got to tell you, when you got to play probably Newcastle in the second round next week, boy, you better make every free throw you take. They are certainly the favorite to win the sectional in their own field house. Here's a push. Common foul against Delta as Thomas tried to drive it. Give the foul. To Delta. Wow. Gonna be on Chase Gardner. And the wrong guy on the board. Free throw, no good. Rebound went out of bounds. Boy, oh boy. So Gardner had the foul there, his third. Thomas missed the free throw again. And Burris got a long rebound, knocked out of bounds. They'll keep it. So the Owls are on the attack. 4 minutes left in the game. Adamowicz trapped in the paint, got it away just in time. Jones out on top. Long two, won't go. Rebound by Delta. Here comes Lehman with it. Stops right here in front of me with the crossover dribble. Now to the top of the key. Far side wing. Sutherland drives the paint, kicks it back out on top. Now they work it far side. Here's a drive. Lehman leaves it here on the near side wing. Good ball movement by Delta. They've got it in the hands of Tyler Wilburn. Wilburn cut off. Gets it away. Now a three-pointer on the way. No good by Delta. They couldn't get it, but they got the rebound back. Let's see if they try it again. Wow. That was Ethan Shreve. Shot from the paint. 5-footer won't go for Sutherland. Long rebound. Thomas will run out with it, go all the way to the glass, and he's fouled going to the rim. Wow. Some kind of a game. The foul's going to go on Peyton Lehman. First one on him. Back to the stripe goes Kevin Thomas. Active shooting foul. He'll stroke 2 free throws. First one too long. Having a horrible night at the line are the Owls. We've got all kinds of substitutions. Dalen Case going in the game for Delta. And in fact, I believe they've all played now. Ethan Shreve is also in the game for Delta. Checking out R.J. Harmon and Joshua Fogel sit down for Burris. They've got all kinds of guys on the floor. Second free throw, no good again by Thomas, who got the rebound on his own. He's having a horrible night at the line. Adamowicz with it out on top. We've got a whistle down low away from the ball. It's going to be a Delta foul. Dalen Case, the guilty party. 10 fouls against Delta. Double bonus time for Burris. 3:11 to go in the game. It's 67-34. Delta way out in front. At the stripe, shooting. This one up and good by Grant Jones. He'll do it again. Jones with 8 points in the game. 67-35 is the count. And Jones looking for another one, aiming for his 9th point of the night. Here it goes. Rattles out, no good. Rebound by Delta. Eagles have it in the forecourt. In the corner, that's Shreve. Out here on the wing to Gardner. Now Lehman will drive it all the way to the goal and score. A beautiful finger roll off the glass by Peyton Lehman. And it's a 69-35 game. Burris on the attack. Long one. That was a 28-footer. No good. They'll keep the rebound. Now it's on the floor loose off the miss that time. And here they come. Delta with a huge lead. 2:30 left to burn off the clock. Here's a drive. Beautiful left-hander off the glass. It just wouldn't go. Sutherland with a great move but couldn't finish. Burris with the rebound. Here they come working it. Here's a kick ball out of bounds. Dalen Case kicked it out of bounds. Kowalski into the game for Burris. Wow, he'll join Carnes out there. And here's a turnover on the inbounds pass by Burris, and it's become Keystone Cops now with the benches clearing and 2:17 to go in a 69-35 game. Delta with the ball. They're going to win for the 17th time this year. 2 strong games back-to-back in a win over Shelbyville and a blowout here tonight. Eagles are peaking at the right time. Here's a nice high-low feed inside. Pump fake, fire, good. Give the goal. Sutherland. Now whistle, and they're going to allow subs to come in now in a 71-35 game. Wholesale changes. It's like substitute player day, 2 for 1 at Goodwill. $1.50 to go in this one, 71-35. Adamowicz on the dribble for the Owls, top of the key. Spin dribble to the paint, pretty move. Got it off the glass. Beautiful move. Best move of the night by Adamowicz. He converts for his 14th point to make it 71-37 with a minute and a half to go. Delta with the ball on the right side of the floor here. Case picks up his dribble, gets it to Lehman. Lehman back to Case in the corner. He'll fire a 3, can't get it. Rebound by the Owls, Jackson Adamowicz. He'll bring it straight down the floor on his own. Works it to the paint. Ball knocked away. Turned over. Here comes Delta quickly. Let's see what they do. They jack up a long 3. No good. Rebound comes down to Delta. Shreve nearly got one. Minute to go. Long 3 on the other end. Adamowicz says, have some more of that. He's got 17 to make it 71-40 with under a minute to go. 48 seconds to be exact. Here's a drive to the paint. Pretty move. Shot won't go, but a foul in the act of shooting on a nice move right down the paint by Peyton Lehman. Foul on Burris. Going to be on Jackson Adamowicz. 2 on him, but the upshot is we've got 44 seconds left in the game and a 2-shot trip to the stripe for Peyton Lehman. And he makes the first one. Give him 4 in the game. 72-40. Looking for another one. Got them both. Lehman with 5 points in the contest. And we're burning the last 40 seconds of the game clock. Burris with the ball. Long 3 from out on top. Carnes couldn't get iron. Got net. Rebound by Delta. Gardner with the board. Long pass ahead. Shreve's going to fire a 3. It's up. It's no good. Air ball. He's a fan favorite on the Delta side. Clock down to 20. Adamowicz out on top. 3-pointer. He's fouled. He's mugged. He'll shoot 3. Wow. Chase Gardner with the ill-advised foul on a 3-point shooter. Adamowicz to shoot 3. First one good. 18 points in the game. 73-41. Adamowicz with the second of 3. Cash. Give him 19. He's perfect. 7 out of 7 from the line. That's usually the broadcaster kiss of death. Let's see if he can stick it back in my face. Here's the next one. He got them all. Nice trip to the line by Adamowicz. give him 20 points on senior night, 73-43. Final 15 seconds of this one. Delta is going to win it. Let's see if they take another shot. I don't think they will. Clock down to 8. I don't know. Shreve's got it. Is he going to shoot? Drives baseline. Fakes. Doesn't shoot. Takes it on top. Fired at the buzzer. It's going to be no good on a 3-point attempt by Lehman, and that's the game. The final score, Delta in a blowout. The Eagles beat Muncie Burris 73-43. That was one wild game, folks. Teams exchange high fives here at center court, and we'll be back with a halftime show after this timeout. Delta wins again on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
The clutch shot, the timely hit, the perfect pitch, the heroic catch, the brilliant save, the photo finish. The Indiana High School Athletic Association would like to remind you that the biggest plays in sports matter little if you don't practice sportsmanship. Character counts. Practice sportsmanship. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Everybody loves a good sports movie.
I've seen Rudy 10 times.
I love Hoosiers.
If there were a sports movie about steroids, it might be called The Myth, the Truth, and the Consequences. The myth is that steroids are good for your game. The truth is they're bad for you and the sport you play. And the long-term consequences on your health are downright ugly.
That's one movie I think I'll skip.
High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
From Jamestown to Jonesville, from North Salem to South Milford, from River Forest to Grass Creek. No matter where you live in Indiana, you can enjoy high school sports coverage at its very best on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. It's 35 powerhouse radio stations, Fox Sports Indiana, and the World Wide Web, combining their vast resources to blanket the state, the Midwest, and the world with the purest, most riveting presentation of high school sports in America. From Anderson to Attica, Kendallville to Kokomo, follow the high school sports that make our state great all season long. Thank you, Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, and welcome home. There's still a place where performance is enhanced by extra effort, not by performance-enhancing drugs. There's still a place where contracts are between coaches and players, and the terms are non-negotiable. There's still a place where an edge is something you gain by working harder than your opponent. There's still a place where sport is pure. That place is the high school in your community. At the Indiana High School Athletic Association, we believe that while competition can be fierce, it doesn't change the fact that it's only a game. The goal may be to win, but the point is to have fun. And if you want to be reminded of just how great sports can be when they're played the right way, then the place to be is at a high school sporting event in your community. High school sports, pure spirit, pure sport, pure Indiana. This message made possible by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community. There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. There's just one place where a team is more than a group of individual agendas. It's a catalyst for demonstrating the potential of the collaborative spirit. There's just one place where players, coaches, and fans experience the exhilaration that happens when an entire community rallies behind the school team. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. In addition, high school sports help young people in Indiana develop the discipline and confidence they need to be leaders in life, even as they unite communities like nothing else. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to the post-game show. Big night for Delta tonight as they defeat Muncie Burris 73-43. First 20 points of the game were scored tonight by Delta, and they didn't look back in one going away to improve to 17-6 for the season. With the loss, Muncie Burris will drop to 5-17 for the regular season. After a quarter, it was Delta out in front 22-4. Eagles led at halftime 38-14. They led at the end of three 61-31. They win going away 73-43. Quick recap of the unofficial scoring individually. 33 points tonight for Delta's Josh Bryan. He hit his first 3 shots of the night. They were triples. It was 9-0 Delta. Before you could blink, if you got here late, you missed a show. So 33 for Josh Bryan. Rest of the scoring like this. 9 for Josh Greenberg, 7 for Brady Hunt, 6 for Tyler Wilburn, 5 for Peyton Lehman, 4 for Zach Gardner, 4 for Chase Gardner, 2 for Wesley Wooden, 3 for Nate Sutherland. That rounds out your Delta total. They had Dalen Case, Ethan Shreve, and Sam Cox play but not score for the Eagles. On the Burris side of the ledger, big night on senior night for Jackson Adamowicz. Of course, he is an underclassman, so when you talk about your best player at Burris being a junior, still a lot more great basketball coming from Jackson Adamowicz, who goes out with 20 points tonight in the final home game of the season. 8 points for Grant Jones, 1 for Kevin Thomas, 9 off the bench for Alex Halley, who played really well. Jalen Kring did a nice job on the glass and scored 5 points. 1 point for Kevin Thomas. R.J. Harmon didn't score. Same for Joshua Fogel. Same for James Roysden, Bracken Carnes, Ian Kowalski, and Nate Drown, as Joe Anderson cleared the bench late in the game, and so did Mark Detweiler, for that matter. A lot of guys from Delta who don't normally get playing time got some valuable minutes tonight. So, again, Delta wins. They go to 17-6. Burris drops this one, goes to 5-17 in a game that took a little under 2 hours to play. So big nights for Bryan with 33 and Adamowicz with 20. Now they turn their attention to the state tournament. In a week from tonight, both of these teams will shake off their first-round byes, and they will get underway. It's going to be Muncie Burris playing the 6 o'clock game on Friday night. A week from tonight, they'll get Newcastle or Hamilton Heights. Not a very fun recipe either way, and if you get Newcastle in their place, oh boy, watch out for the number 1 team in 3A. Right after that, it'll be Delta getting off to a start in the state tournament. They'll play that second-round game Friday at 7:30 against Blackford or Yorktown. So the Eagles go in with a 2-game winning streak, and Burris heads into the state tournament, the losers of 5 in a row. That's going to do it for tonight. So glad to have you along here on the Delco Preps channel. I want to thank Chad Woderick, the athletic director at Burris, for all of his hospitality. He treats me like a king. I'm going to get him treatment for that, but he treats me like a king, and I really appreciate that. And I'm glad you came along for the ride. Boy, did you hear a fantastic offensive show from the Delta Eagles, and Mark Detweiler's team tonight played very well. Final score for the final time from Ball Gym on the campus of Ball State University. It's the Delta Eagles 73, the Owls of Muncie Burris 43. For all of us at Beaver Media, we value you. We appreciate you being along all the time, and we can't wait to have you along the next time. It'll be state tournament basketball. Next weekend, we'll have the championship game of either the 3A sectional at Newcastle or the 1A sectional out at Westdale. Follow me on Twitter at Delco Preps for the latest on our broadcast plans. Until then, I'm Brian Beaver. Thanks for joining me tonight. We'll see you later, everybody. Have a great night.